To answer this question, I'm just going to start off by going over some basics on fractions. So any fraction you can convert into a decimal. So if I have a half, I can convert this into a decimal by doing the top number divided by the bottom number. 1 divided by 2, if you punch it into a calculator, you will get 0.5, so that's a decimal equivalent. If you've got something like 3/5, you can do 3 divided by 5 in a calculator and you will get 0.6. Similarly, if you had something like 15 over 20 and you wanted to convert that into a decimal, you can do 15 divided by 20 and you will get 0.75. So all fractions can be converted into decimals by dividing the top number, the numerator, by the denominator, which is the bottom number. If I continue on, I can convert these fractions too. So at the top we've got 1/10, and then I've got 100th, I've got 1,000th, and then I've got a 10,000th at the bottom. So if I convert a tenth into a decimal, do 1 divided by 10, I will get 0.1. 100th into a decimal, I get 0.01. 1,000th into a decimal, 0.001. And a 10,000th into a decimal, I get 0.0001. The question is asking about 3/10. So 3/10 as a decimal would be 0.3. Now the reason why I picked those fractions and converted those into decimals is because it relates directly to the way we write decimal numbers. So when we write numbers, all the digits go into different columns. So here we've got the thousands column, hundreds column, tens column, units column. Then we have the decimal point, and after the decimal point you have the tenths column, hundredths column, thousandths column, and it goes on and on. Okay, so if I have the number 124.3, okay, the 100 would go in the hundreds column, the 2 would go in the tens column, 120, the 4 would go in the units column, or the whole column, the decimal point goes there, and then the 3 goes there. So we've got 100, 2 tens, 4 wholes, 4 units, and 3 tenths. Okay, if I have 36.5, the 3 would go in the tens column, 6 would go in the units column, 36, and the 0.5 would go there. Okay, the original question is asking you to put a decimal point in each of these numbers so that the 3 is in the tenths. So that the 3 is the 3 has got to be a 3/10. So 3/10 simply means that the 3 has to be in the column after the decimal point. So this is the tenths column here. Okay, so if it's 3/10, the 3 has to be after the decimal point. So if we look at some of these numbers, so the first number is 1,234. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if the 3 has to be 3/10, the decimal point must go there. So we've got, the 1 will be in the tens column, the 2 will be in the units column, the 3 is in the tenths column, and the 4 is in the hundredths column. So the 3 actually represents 3/10. Okay, if we have a look at the next one, we've got 1, 4, 2, 3. And if we want the 3 to be 3/10, then the decimal point must go there. So the 1, the 2 will be in the units column, the 4 is in the tens column, and the 1 is in the hundreds column. So that's 142.3, and the 3 is 3/10. The next one, if we look at this one, 1, 3, 2, 4. Again, if we want the 3 to be 3/10, the decimal point must go there. So this number would be 1 unit, 3/10, 2 hundredths, and 4 thousandths. So it's 1.324. The fourth one will do, which is this one, 1, 2, 4, 3. 1, 2, 4, 3. Again, in order for the 3 to be 3/10, it needs to be after the decimal point, just after the decimal point. So the decimal point needs to go there. So that number becomes 124.3. 100, 2 tens, which makes 20. 4 units, 124.3, which is 3/10.